I'm Dory, and today I'm going to be answering some questions from Rithvik. Rithvik would like to know, how do particle accelerators work? How can we bring them down to a smaller scale easily? And how can we use them in the future? While particle accelerators can come in many different shapes and sizes, they all have four main parts. First, a source that produces charged particles like protons or electrons. The next part is a device that uses a static or an oscillating electric field to give more energy to the particles and speed them up. Particle accelerators also need metal tubes in a vacuum to allow the particles to move without colliding into other particles like air molecules or dust, which would break up the beam. The last piece is a system of electromagnets to steer the particles and focus them into a beam. This will ensure that they are on the right trajectory before they hit their target. As I mentioned earlier, these particle accelerators come in many different shapes and sizes. One of the most famous is called the Large Hadron Collider. It is shaped like a circle if you look at it from above, which is about 27 kilometers around. While the LHC is possibly the most famous particle accelerator, there are more than 30,000 working around the world right now. Many of those used in research and industry take up a large amount of space, but it wasn't always that way. The first particle accelerator developed in 1930 was only 5 inches across. Since that time, physicists worked to create larger and larger examples, with the LHC taking the title of largest particle accelerator. The logic has been, the larger the accelerator, the more stable the materials would be under the stress of so much energy. Recently, scientists started moving in the opposite direction, recognizing that different designs could be useful for different experiments and purposes. For example, if we can design smaller particle accelerators for radiation treatment, more hospitals would have the money and space to provide care to patients. In order to make changes like this, scientists are rethinking their materials. The Eupraxia particle accelerator is being designed using plasma as a source for the charged particles instead of a solid. This means their device can accelerate the source much quicker without worrying about damaging solid source materials. The plasma-based accelerator would also need less space to reach the necessary speeds. The team expects it to be 100 times smaller, fitting in a 40 meter by 40 meter space, about the length of 2 tennis courts. An even smaller version has been developed by Stanford University. Their accelerator on a chip is on a silicon chip that is only 30 micrometers long, the width of a human hair. They used a super tiny silicon channel sealed inside of a vacuum, where they accelerate electrons with an infrared laser. All this being said, the Eupraxia and Stanford accelerators I just mentioned will not be able to conduct the same sorts of experiments as the LHC, based on the types of materials and the amount of power they use. One thing is for certain, science is looking for ways to make this technology more accessible for research and industry through smaller accelerators. When it comes to using particle accelerators, they are so much more than just research tools. While some are used to explore particle physics, others have been used to help people improve products. Some are used to change plastics, causing the molecules to form stronger bonds. Others destroy pathogens like bacteria and viruses on medical equipment or even on food. Particle accelerators are also used to manufacture computer chips and harden surfaces on things like replacement joints. This technology can help diagnose and treat medical conditions like cancer. Particle accelerators are even able to inspect our environment. These tools can detect tiny amounts of specific materials in our air, soil, and water to check for contamination of our planet's resources. I expect that as scientists and engineers continue to grow our understanding of the universe, they will find even more uses for particle accelerators. Maybe you will find one yourself. Thanks for watching this episode of Ask Starbase, and a special thank you to Rithvik for asking this question. If you have a STEM question, please email it to us at ask@starbase-ct.com, or you can send it in on our website, starbase-ct.com. Stay safe and be well. Bye!